Hello and welcome to this video on the gear that I'm taking for the Bibbulmun track and the Heysen trail. This is what's in this video. Here is an overview of my gear. So my total base weight is 6.3 kgs and this chart shows the weights in ounces, but the total weight is 14.05 pounds. You can find the detailed list of my gear, including all of the weights and the brands, on my webpage www.restlesskiwiadventures.com under the Bibbulmun menu and gear page. Here are all of the clothes that I am going to have on me. So the shirt is a MacPack Eclipse, then Icebreaker Siren merino bra and MacPack hiking shorts. My shoes are Ultra Lone Peak 6s. I've gone for a woman's version because I couldn't find the men, but it seems alright in my training hikes. I have my new hiking poles. These are Black Diamond women's trek poles. My trusty hat that I had from the PCT, which is an REI sun hat. My sunglasses and homemade gaiters, and I've got reinforcing on them on the ankles because that's where all my previous gaiters have run out, and some Icebreaker merino socks. So that is everything that is on me. Here's everything that is in my pack. So we have my pack, my tent, my sleeping bag liner, and my tent footprint / hut ground sheet, my mattress inflator and pillow, and a sit pad, then my umbrella, and I bought a separate mosquito net this time for when I'm in the shelters. This is my electronics case. This is my repair kit, my first aid kit, and my toiletries. This is my wet weather kit, my raincoat, my rain trousers, and my rain skirt. And this is all of my spare clothes, and then I have my hut shoes here. My water system, my dirty water bladder, water filter, 2 1 litre bottles and 2 500ml bottles which go on the front of my pack. Then I've got my passport, driver's license, credit cards, my Garmin Mini InReach personal locator device and communication system, and my torch NU25 Nightcore. This is my food bag, which I have a cozy spare food and my spoon, my phone, my homemade tripod, and that's my cooking system. It has my cup, stove and lighters. And then this is what goes on the outside of my pack. So it's got sunscreen, chapstick, a little temperature gauge, spare battery for my camera, insect repellent, chafing cream, hand sanitizer, and a little money pouch. This is a nylon purse for when I'm on my 0 days to make sure I've got my passport and wallet with me. Then we've got some toilet paper, pen and pencil, my day supply of toilet paper and my dirty toilet paper bag, my pee-bella if it's raining and I want to go to the toilet while I'm in my tent, and my little trowel for digging my cat holes. Obviously missing from there is my camera because I'm currently holding it. I'll break down everything now so you can see each individual item. This is my tent. You can see the video for a full tour of my tent. Basically it's made up of a cram bag, the tent itself, and then I have my 2 foot poles. That's my tent stuff sack. I have 1 Z-Pack stake. I have 4 titanium V stakes, and then I have 5 shepherd hooks, and I like the variety of stakes because it allows for the different terrain, whether it's sandy or if it's really hard. You notice with the pegs, the top of them have brightly coloured in stripes. I've painted them using model paint, and I've used these colours because the blue is not a natural colour you see on the ground, and the red just to give contrast so that it stands out when they're on the ground, and also the brightly coloured string helps as well. Stops me losing my pegs. And that is my tent packed away. The 2 foot poles go on the outside of my pack. And I quite like, this is a new design I've done for this cram bag, so I can tighten it up and keep it nice and compressed. This is my sleep system. This is a Z-Pax 20° Fahrenheit or -7°C former sleeping bag. This is the sleeping bag I used on Te Araroa and my North Island through hike, but I have removed the zip, turning it into a quilt because I never end up using the zip. This is my sleeping bag liner. It's a Kathmandu silk sleeping bag liner, and I have made it a bit narrower than it was. This is my mattress, Thermarest X-Lite Neo Air Women's. I have the women's one because the size suits me better, and it actually has a better R rating or insulation value than the men's versions. This is my high-tech super expensive mattress inflator. It is a kitchen bin liner with the corner cut off and a rubber band, and I use that to inflate my mattress so I don't have to blow in it. This is polycro sheeting which I use as my tent floor, and because I'm going to be in shelters I'm going to use this under my sleeping bag just to protect my sleeping bag and keep it clean. It's sold in hardware stores as window insulation foam. This is a mosquito net. It's a Sea to Summit Nano mosquito net. Usually I don't have this because my tent is mosquito proof, but because I'm expecting to be in shelters a lot, I thought I'd have a standalone mosquito net. This is the pillow. It's a X-Bed Ultra Light, and then the lighter colour cram sack is where I keep my mattress, and the other dry bag for my sleeping bag. So that is my sleeping system. Everything in the sleeping system packs down to 1 dry bag and 1 cram sack. This is my whole cooking system. So it is based around my stove, which is a Primus Micron, and my cup, which is a Vargo Titanium 450ml cup. And then I have a lid. It's just a piece of aluminium foil, a tea towel. I put all of my food into Ziploc bags, and to heat it up I have an empty foil sachet from a dehydrated meal. Then I have my piezo lighter and a backup little Bic lighter, a titanium spoon, and then this is my carry case, which is homemade out of DCF material, just a very lightweight 0.5 ounce DCF material. So that is my cooking system. And that's a cooking system. It all fits into the cup. This is all of my clothing. So at the back underneath is my dry bag and my carry case for my camp shoes. These are my homemade camp shoes. And this is my down jacket, Mountain Hardware Ghost Whisperer. Homemade cram sack for my wet weather kit, which is made up of a rain skirt, which is a cut off drawstring rubbish bag, my trousers, which are Z-Pax Vertice rain pants, and my raincoat, which is a Outdoor Research Helium 2. Then a new item I'm carrying because of the fact that I'll be in shelters with other people is a singlet for sleeping in. My thermal top, a Macpac merino top, then my merino gloves and my latex gloves for my wet weather gloves to keep them dry, my wind pants, my wind jacket, my hat, which is a possum down merino blend, spare merino undies, a head net, a spare pair of socks, icebreaker merino running socks. So that is all of my clothing, and this is what my clothing packs down to. Is my first aid kit. It is in two sections. This section is on the outside of my pack. It's the ready to access, and this is the rest of my first aid kit, and this is for when I've got a bit more time to dig it out from my pack. So my ready access, it's held in a Ziploc on a bright orange case on the outside of my pack. Have a compression bandage, and the reason this time I'm having it outside is for snakes. So compression bandage is immediate treatment for snake bites. Pair of gloves just for safety if I'm treating someone else's blood. This is actually a pad, a panty liner, but I find they're really good if you've got a big long graze and you have that and then the bandage over top. So good immediate first aid treatment. This is my pocket knife. It's got scissors, tweezers, toothpick, knife, and a nail file. Very handy. That is the only knife I carry. Some sticky plasters, alcohol wipes, and then I have some paracetamol and some Nurofen for swelling reduction. Then into my main first aid kit, which is kept in a Ziploc bag, and have some alcohol wipes, some Panadol and Nurofen anti-inflammatories. This is waterproof kinesiology tape, which I use for taping blisters, and if I sprain an ankle or twist my knee, it gives extra support. Some plaster that I can cut to size. So 2 big blister pads and 2 small blister pads, a wound dressing, some antibiotic and some histamine. These are steri strips. I've used these in the past when I've got a big gash on my knee to hold it together, and if it's something more serious I have a disposable suture, a scalpel blade, some ear buds, a tampon. If I get a major puncture wound, like if a stick goes deep into my leg, it's a good way to stop bleeding. Some pads for wound dressing, small sewing kit with a needle, a dental floss, some Opsite for waterproof covering, and a nail file. And then just a range of sticky plasters, then some hydrogen peroxide for antibacterial cream, and that's it. That is my complete first aid kit. And that is the 2 first aid kits compacted. That's the one that goes on the outside of my pack, and that goes in with my toiletries and repair kit. One handy trick with pills is, firstly, make sure that the expiry date's nice and easy to see, but I put sellotape over the top of each of the rows, and I fold it over so it's easy to get to when I need. But what happens is in storage is you can press down on the pills and they end up breaking the seal. So having the tape over top just makes sure the seal doesn't get broken until you want to take them out of the packet. This is my repair kit. So I have some string. This is super heavy duty string. It can take up to 200 kg. Some duct tape rolled around a lollipop stick, a couple of cable ties, some ladder locks and a clip, some velcro, a couple of safety pins, and a sewing kit with a straight needle and a curved needle, and it's got some thin thread for my shirt and then thicker repair thread if I need to repair my shoes or my pack. This is my mattress repair kit, and this is DCF repair tape and some nylon repair tape, so that will allow me to fix any of my dry bags, my pack, my tent, my down jacket and my wind jackets. This is my electronics case. It's the first time I've used it. I wanted a better way to organise my electronics and to protect them as well. So I designed this. It's the same material I make my pack out of, and it's got waterproof zips. So opening up on this layer, I've got my 2 power banks. So I have a Nightcore 10,000 mega amp, and then my old Anchor 6,000 mega amp power bank. My charger, and it's a USB-C charger, and it's a super fast charger. And then in here I have 2 adapters. One is a mini to a USB-C, and the other is the opposite, USB-C to mini, just to give me some flexibility with my cables. And then these are protected by a layer of padding, and then on the other side, these are the Philips active noise cancelling earphones. My various cables, so I have a cable for my watch, which is a Garmin Phoenix. And then I have a USB-C to USB-C, a normal USB to mini, and a normal USB to a C. And then in here is spare cards for my camera, 2 micro cards and the standard card as well. So that is my new electronic case, which I am very happy with. Other electronics I have is my last phone finally died. I had an old S8, so I've now got an S22 with a protective case, and my Garmin InReach Mini, and I also have my camera. Here's a new camera that I'll be taking with me. It is a Canon SX740, and the reason I chose it is it's a compact camera and it has a 40 times optical zoom. It is slightly larger than my old camera, but it's a couple of generations newer, so the picture quality should be better. The other reason is it's got a nice grab handle, because I tend to use my camera one-handed. Just a standard camera, nothing special about it, but like my last camera, it's got the flip-up screen, so I can be doing my selfie videos like normal. These are all of my toiletries. Wet ones for washing at night, sunscreen, super important with my pasty pale skin, a menstrual cup, insect repellent, hand sanitizer, chapstick, anti-chafing, Glide, this is Body Glide, some moisturiser, toothpaste, and a toothbrush. No deodorant, you just end up stinking. Got to add with my toiletries, here is my shampoo / laundry detergent / soap. It is the Sea to Summit Wilderness Wash, which is biodegradable, and it's super concentrate, so I don't need much, a couple of drops is fine. Welcome to a tour of the new pack I have just made. The material is a 2.62 ounce DCF composite fabric, so it's the standard DCF fabric underneath and then a harder layer on top just to make it tougher. All the materials I got were from ripstockbytheroll.com, which is an American materials company. Standard mesh pocket, a clip, and it goes through to a V, so if I need to carry extra things on the top, like in the PCT I had to have my tent on the outside of the pack, it keeps it more secure. It's just secured by a clip. Coming around to the side, I have my side pocket in here. I keep my little sit pad, and I have my 2 1-litre bladders. If they're full, one bladder goes in here and the other goes in the front pouch. And then I have standard compression strap held with a little clip here which allows it to tighten and loosen. On the other side, same thing, identical size pocket. I normally have my 2 foot poles in here, my umbrella, my little shovel, my water, dirty water bladder, and my water filter, sunscreen, and dirty toilet paper bag. Then looking around on the side, this is something new. It's my little first aid pouch. with my compression bandage just in case a snake bites, and that's just held in by a little snap lock, so slap it off. And I've also secured it just in case a snap lock comes off in my shoulder strap, so I can just unclip that to take the whole thing out, but it's just in a plastic bag inside here. Then coming around is my zip pouch. Inside here I keep my pencil and paper, my cell phone, my wallet, my tripod, my torch, chapstick and chafing cream all live in here. And that is a waterproof zip, and if it's raining I can put the flap down just to give some extra protection over it, but most of the time I keep my flap up. My other pouch is separated into two compartments. So this compartment is where I keep all my snacks, my muesli bars and Snickers bars, and this compartment is my toilet paper, hand sanitizer and my insect repellent, and it's just held by Velcro. Coming around to the side, this is where a little pouch so I can keep my inReach, just a little snap lock, and it can come out, and I've got it actually secured to the pack just with a clip as well, so in emergencies that is ready to access. The hip belt itself, obviously it's got your standard clip at the front, can be fastened both directions, and I've got little elastic stays to stop the straps flapping because I hate that. On the sides the hip belt is held in with two stabilizer straps, one there and one there, that connect into the hip belt, so I can determine how loose or tight I want my hip belt. On the back of the pack at the top I have my carry handle, and then I have my shoulder stabilizer straps just to pull the pack tighter into my back, and then my straps. This is just standard closed cell foam camping mat that is in my hip belt and my shoulder straps, but in the shoulder inside I also have a piece of plastic. It's actually an ice cream container lid, and that stops the shoulder strap from bending in or bending out, just keeps it a bit more stable, and it spreads the load across the whole strap instead of just on a narrow band. And then the strap has daisy chain. You can see it has daisy chain so I can attach things, and my water bottle, I've just got it loose at the moment because I'm playing with the height, but I have a water bottle and a slip knot, and just pull it tight, and then that holds my water bottle in place, and then I just have a small web strap to hold it at the bottom with a cinch cord to keep it tight, and that is attached to my shoulder strap, and that stops the water bottle from bouncing up and down as I walk. I used to use a Platypus 500ml water bottles, but they don't make them anymore, so I'm now using these Aonji, and it seems to work quite comfortably, and hopefully it will last and it won't get holes in it, but the reviews are alright for these sorts of things. And then the top, it's just a bite valve, so you push in there and the water comes out. These are at a height where I can reach them without having to fiddle with it. I just bend my head down and can suck on these. Then my chest strap. This is my little camera case. I like it on my chest so I can get my camera out really quickly when I see wildlife. The back of the pack, it's all, you can see the gridlock is the reinforcing just to make it stronger. And then I've actually put this mesh back panel on this time. My last pack I noticed there was some wear around there, so I'm hoping the mesh panel will stop the wear against the main fabric, and it also gives a little bit of a barrier for the sweat, so I'm not hard up against it. This is spacer mesh. And then looking at the pack, the hip belt goes through the sleeve and it is attached by 2 straps on either side in there, and I find this extremely comfortable for carrying. It's the same design as I used for my previous packs. And that is my pack. Just to see how hard wearing the material is, this is the pack I used for the PCT, so that's 4 and a bit thousand kilometres, and my North Island through hike, which was bush bashing through very tight vegetation. So the pack took a real battering, and I fell down a 5-metre cliff, and as I bounced down, just about every time I bounced directly onto the pack, so it was taking the impact of me falling in my full body weight. So I am pretty impressed with this pack. Signs of wear, absolutely nothing up here. It has faded a bit, but it is still waterproof. I had some rips in this mesh, so I've changed to a different type of mesh on my new pack, which should be a bit harder wearing. I carried my crampons, were attached to this in a milk bottle container, so it took a bit of weight, but there's no fraying on it. These pouches held up really well. The elastic is still strong. There's no wear where it was pulled out, and I had usually at the heaviest 1.5 kilos in these side pouches, and they survived really well. And the bottom has no holes or anything. That's my moisture vent that I put in, and that stitching was just when I made the pack. I didn't stitch it up properly. Looking around to the rest of the pack, area I thought would be here, because these shoulder straps took a lot of weight, but the system I used, where I had the extra layer of fabric, and I put a reinforcing across there as well, so I have load coming that way and across, and yeah, it held up really well. And this pack, for 11 days, it had 25 kgs in it when I was on the long section in the Sierras. So yeah, pretty impressive. So the only sign of wear is here, and yeah, just this area across here, and that's why I have put the mesh on my new pack to try and stop that. These things on the side, I did have carbon stays up here and across the top there, but I got rid of it because I didn't need them. I find just the way I pack it keeps it nice and secure. Hip belt, once again, all the weight on it, and no sign of wear. Yeah, pretty impressive. And the bottom of the pack, no rips, absolutely no rips and no holes. So having this extra reinforcing fabric over the top of the main fabric worked just for longevity. Yeah, so pretty impressed with the durability of this pack, and that's why I am going with the exact same configuration for my new one.